Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Shooting. I am Tonya Rodgers here with Andrew M. Swift. And before we get into the show this week and start shooting on WWE television, for those of you who are not aware, we are no longer a part of cage side seats. We were last week. We are no longer. So if you are listening to us, thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. I actually plan on making more content other than Wednesday Night Shooting now. But it's a long and dirty and ugly story that there's no simple way to describe it. I could take about 4 hours talking about it and probably still wouldn't get out all the details because this is a multi-layered thing. The gist of it was, for me personally, I'm not going to speak on anybody else involved in the mass banning of cage side seats. I assume if you're listening, you know about this. So I was one of the people that was banned. I was a part of the staff. And I just would like to point out for me, myself personally, there was an issue that I personally tried to rectify because I was at least friendly with people on both sides of this conflict. My concerns fell on deaf ears until people got pissed enough being polite and start getting real. So it got really real and a wave of people were banned. I felt unfairly. I began to speak out about this on Twitter. I had already made the decision before my staff privileges were revoked and that being banned like maybe 1 or 2 days later. I had already made the decision to no longer contribute to the site if this is how people who have been there even longer than myself were treated. I feel like the lot of us. Some people provoked the situation, but I feel the group as a whole was disregarded, disrespected, and cast aside when we proved to not have a high opinion of the person who runs the website currently and has been running the website all while I was there. Some people may have noticed I kind of fell back on writing for the site. That was by design. But I dare you to go through my comments and find where I ever showed displeasure with the site before this incident. I dare you to find me bad-mouthing any of the administration or moderators before this situation came up. In my opinion, I feel like if it were handled like an adult, you would go to these people and ask them, you've been on my site for 4 years, what has changed? Because if we're supposed to be a family, like I was lied to and told, if we're supposed to be a community, like I was lied to and told, one disagreement does not suddenly raise that you are the most evil person in the world, and now you're out to get me, and now you're going to trash my site out of spite and pettiness, and now you are a threat and I have to remove you. From sugar to shit in a fucking week. I've never been that type of person. I can have disagreements with people. And this is really ironic that the one time I ever did a podcast with this particular person, they were trying to expel to me the virtues of Becky forgiving Charlotte for fucking her over and over and over. The fucking irony, the fucking irony in this conversation, now that I think about it, is astonishing to me. There are a lot of things I could take. I could take disagreements. I could take people calling me names because fuck, I'm human. I get mad and call people names that I later regret. What I cannot take is all the disrespect of all the content I provided for that website, and I still love a majority of the people there. And I wish nothing but the best for everyone there. And that includes the person running the site, because I am a much, much bigger person than he is. If you want to continue to listen, it's easy to follow me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter. I'll provide all that information at the end. If you know of any other wrestling communities, I'm kind of looking for one right now. I'm not that upset because most of the people I talk to are still in contact with me right now from that site. And the amount of support I got and how many more followers I got over the past since I've been banned, and like the general, like when people found, some people, they may have not like, oh, they were banned, good riddance, but the general feeling of, I don't know, community when people found out that I was banned and that Swift was banned and that a lot of people on staff that were banned, that made me like think, so okay, I stood up for something, I made the right choice. And I'm sorry, I will never be a part of that website again as long as a certain someone is running it. Because I cannot deal with being disrespected in the manner that I have. So, with that being said, you can eat all this dust I have for you, because I know now that you're petty enough that you are fucking listening to this. So, Andrew has decided he's not going to speak on this. Don't blame him.
You know what this actually reminds me of, now that I think about it, when you're talking? What? It reminds me of a bad episode of Raw in which they focus way too much on the management. It's
right.
Like when Kane was on the phone with Steph and Triple H from the airport or whatever, and everything was falling apart. Right. This is like the dark days of 2015, if y'all remember those days of Raw, which were not great. But yeah, that's what this reminds me of. When you were talking just then, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Right? We are fucking, we're CM Punk tonight. We're breaking the motherfucking fourth wall around this bitch. But, it's like, I'm really fine. I'm cool with it. It's like, I'm an emotional person. I get mad about stuff. I've cried about this. I've got enraged about this. People who follow me on Twitter know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's a learning experience, and you live and you learn, and then you move the fuck on. Also, there are other people who have shown me support. I just want to shout out some people who really have, and really one of them is Sal. When Sal found out about the bannings, he was like, fuck this, I am out. Tierney, he emailed me, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I have appreciated everybody that's followed me and reached out to me and listening right now. So let's get on to like the fun. Has there been fun stuff? Because we've been talking like SummerSlam's kind of like outside of like one or two things. Not really.
SummerSlam, you know what is bizarre because like they keep adding matches to it, and all it does to me is like lengthen the list of matches that I'm like, well, I'll just go to the concourse and charge my phone for that one. That's just at the point where I'm just like, how many matches do I actually want to see on this card? And especially now that I guess there was a story that the Usos New Day is going to be in the pre-show, so I'm like, well, there's one thing that I wanted to see that is already, I have to be in Barclays to start, 7 hours for or whatever, so. Matches to it, and all it does to
Okay, go ahead.
Did I just hear myself talk? That was bizarre.
Yes, you did.
That was terrifying. Holy shit.
You don't listen to yourself?
Well, I mean, but live. I don't listen to my, It's like I was in a time travel bit right there. Yeah, SummerSlam is going to be 7 hours, which is far too long. The thing that sucks being there is that it fucks up the whole Sunday. Like it just fucks up. Like, and then the whole like what I can do with my friends in that time is fuck. Like the places we can go is fucked because A, we're gonna be out until God knows what time Saturday night / Sunday morning, you know, and then B, I gotta be like in the fucking queue at Barclays at like 4:30 at the latest or some shit on Sunday. So it's like, fuck. What if we want to go far afield or whatever? A live chat? Holy shit! I just randomly had the YouTube link open. There's a live chat. I didn't realize that was a thing. So yeah, SummerSlam is gonna be really long. And
yeah, I'm trying to see people commenting in the live chat.
I see one comment so far.
Okay, well,
it exists.
Yes, give us comments, people. But yeah,
oh my god, woo! Yeah, SummerSlam is the second biggest show of the year or whatever, and I don't have any idea why I want to. I was when I was walking home from work today, and I was just like, you know, I feel like 2 years ago when I went, I was just like, all right, remember, buy takeover tickets. Like, buy Raw tickets probably, you know, maybe, but don't buy SummerSlam tickets because it's too long and it's too frustrating. And then, but for both years since then, I've bought SummerSlam tickets. So even though I know it too, you know? So it's just like, come on, man, think this through. I mean, last year, granted, I got lucky with shit and I didn't really, I mean, I paid money for tickets, but I made the money back, we'll say.
Yeah.
Those good old glorious days. I don't even have anything to, like, you know, win in that sense anymore. Ever since they broke the Charlotte pay-per-view streak. It's a bummer.
Right? Is Charlotte even going to be on the show?
Is she on the fucking card? Like, I tweeted last night, I was like, I understand why Becky's out here trying to book feuds for herself on Twitter because there's literally every woman in the division on the show except her. I'm just like, she's like the most over person in the division. It's either like her or, you know, or Naomi. And it's just like, what? How is that? And like, that's always the case. Like there's like an obvious feud there for her and Carmella, and it's just not been touched. And it's just like, why? Why? I don't get it. Whatever.
Yeah, so let's get into the big lads. This week there was a last man standing match between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Did you watch this match by any chance? You saw this, didn't you?
I did see this. Did I see this? I think I saw this match. I don't know. My memory is not very great right now.
Well, I know you saw it.
I remember. Because I remember Braun Strowman popping up at like 8.5 for no reason to win.
Okay.
And you had qualms with the finish. All right, I'm gonna let you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They were both down. The referees counted. Roman gets up at like 6 or 7. Referee gets to 8. That's when Samoa Joe comes out. Roman's still on his feet. This is a no disqualification match. Braun is still down while he's counting. Why does he stop counting? Because it took Joe more than 2 seconds to choke out Roman and get him down. And then while Roman was down, he restarted the 10 count. Braun got up at like 8. So that means Roman fucking won any way you slice it, because Braun was like laying down for at least 20 minutes. Seconds, not minutes. But it's like, I'm sitting here like, okay, somebody made the point of like, who is like laying out these finishes lately, because they've been kind of wonky. Just have Braun and Joe, who is clearly been established from the past 2 weeks that he now has a problem with Braun as well. But no, for some reason, he doesn't lay them both out. You know what I mean? And so he could have all the glory. No, I'm just going to let Braun get this one off of me. Like, so, okay. See, it's the weirdest fucking booking on the planet sometimes with Roman. It's just like, just have him lose. What does this have as protection that he still lost the match? Like, technically, it doesn't matter what gets him down. He still couldn't answer the 10 count. So he still lost. Like, there's no really cheating. It's a no DQ match. So I just don't. But the action was great. Like, I will never forget Braun checking that damn chair.
Oh my god! Yeah, that was an epic moment. That was a sit up and take notice moment. That was something else.
Straight at his fucking head and face.
Straight at his fucking head. That is not safe.
I'm like,
there's too many moving parts on that chair.
At this point, Roman is trying to kill himself.
Roman is going. He's just like, fuck it, I'll do anything. He's fucking trying to give himself whiplash, driving back, like directly into a fucking semi on purpose. Like, taking the chair to the head. That's crazy.
Somebody lied. Okay, Bret Hart is not his favorite wrestler. It's Mick Foley. I'm convinced. Like, he's trying to get these spots in because, like, if somebody suggests throwing like a full-on office chair at your cranium, you're like, no thanks.
Just, my God, that was something else.
Those two, obviously, this is not going to end at SummerSlam. I kind of figure they're just going to go for the rest of the year with these two.
Y'all are just like, I'm ready for it to be over. I'm just like, why though? I like it. It's fun. I don't understand.
I've turned a corner on it, and it's just fuck it. If they're gonna be doing this type of shit,
then just do it. Yeah, just run with it. I don't know. I feel like that whenever, like, we had this issue with the Sasha Charlotte feud last year. Well, I mean, some people did. They were just like, God, this feud keeps going on forever, blah, 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 blah. And then they'd pull out another crazy dope match on Raw, and people be like, oh, that's fucking great. And I was like, yeah, because they keep running the feud, you dipshits.
Right?
Although the regular TV in that feud was really bad. And the regular TV in this feud has been pretty decent for the most part. And frequently great. So...
Well, the men do have different writers.
Yeah. Well, do they have different writers?
Yeah, I think so. I think, like somebody said, Alexa named the guy who specifically writes for the Raw Women.
Yeah, the Johnny Russo, which...
Yeah, and how fucking...
That fucking name, huh?
Yeah, somebody done a background check on this guy.
Is he working remotely? Have we seen this person in Stamford or New York or whatever the fuck?
Do we have picture on this fella?
Right.
Because I'm curious. I'm very curious. Okay, well, let's move on to Bayley. She has a separated shoulder. She will miss SummerSlam. So the solution was to do 2 triple threat matches. And the winners of those would face this next week. In the first round of matches was Mickie James, Alicia Fox. Wasn't it Emma Alicia Fox? Yeah, it was Emma Alicia Fox. See, I didn't really watch the second one because Nia was in it, because I was thinking, like, what the hell is Mickie? Okay, it was Emma, Alicia Fox, and Sasha Banks. And I kind of felt like Alicia was a little bit sloppy, but that's probably because I don't think she's even been working house shows lately.
Yeah.
So they was just like dusted her off to put her in this match. Like, she almost like Emma almost won another match because there was a kick out.
I didn't see that. Is that true? That's hilarious.
After the Emma does the corner pancake thing. Like, Alicia Fox kicks out at like 2.999. and Sasha was out of the ring, and I don't think she was supposed to save the kick out. So yeah, and there was some other stuff that looked questionable, but for some reason Emma has to be taught a lesson for being so popular on Twitter, because Alicia Fox was right there in the bank statement, could have tapped out, but no, they have Emma tap and Sasha advances. Then the next one, which I saw a GIF where Nia Jax almost kills Dana Brooke with a clothesline. Like, she kills her. So not a good night for like almost hurting people in your women's matches. But of course, Nia Jax steamrolls and beats Mickie James and Dana Brooke. So of course, next week it will be Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks. And I do believe I heard that they were in Boston.
Yep, Raw's in Boston.
So
Lordy
Jesus, indeed. So we either get Vince playing his hometown hero loses in their hometown gimmick, or we get shocked and Sasha does win. So a thin line between a good Raw women's match and a terrible one.
Yeah. Although I will say that if they do have Nia win, that's a very easy solution for my Sunday problems. I just all of a sudden have a lot more time on that Sunday, because I'll sell my ticket, but I'll take a loss on it if necessary. Like, I'll absolutely, because at that point, why am I attending a 7.5 hour show?
Yeah. So
why would I do that? That seems like the dumbest thing in the world. So.
Especially if like Sasha's not. I think what they probably are gonna do is like a double count out or something.
Just fucking
and Angle, like, because I don't think Sasha was meant to win the championship yet.
Then fucking change your plans.
Well, yeah, but I think now that Bayley's injured, Alexa Bliss is walking out of SummerSlam with that title. I do. So I think maybe they're gonna make it a triple threat or something. And I'm going through all these hoops because the obvious answer is just have Sasha beat Nia, Sasha beat Alexa, and let's just get this Sasha Banks title run fucking over with. That's longer than a month. But like, I gotta see it to believe it. I'm just not gonna go on blind faith here with Sasha having a long title reign. So I know, I'm so sorry, Fizz. I'm so sorry, Swift. I'm so sorry.
It's so unfortunate because in kayfabe, the Sasha Banks character has to be fucking pissed, because it's like, I fucking won by countout at Great Balls of Fire, and for some reason, by the champion getting deliberately counted out, and for some reason, I never got a rematch from that. And the person that had just been punked hard as hell the entire summer by the champion pinned her twice in 2 fucking tag matches or some shit, and all of a sudden has an equal claim as me. Like, honey, no. I would be fucking furious if I was that character. And it doesn't really make sense that she's not going to Kurt Angle and being like, the fuck is going on here? Now you're going to put me in 2 I have to win a triple threat and then another number 1 contenders match? Why am I not the number 1 contender? It doesn't really make sense. And it's a big fucking bummer, too, because they could have just ran Sasha Nia last Monday or 2 days ago and then did a fucking contract signing next week in Boston, which would have been fucking fire. But no, we can't get shoots anymore in the women's division because fucking that would be way too entertaining. And God knows we can't have that.
We gotta wait till Ronda Rousey's done training.
I need fucking Becky to do another episode. Did you see Becky on Twitter do her tea time gimmick with Charlotte?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
That was great.
I
love
liked it.
that.
I liked it, but I think Becky needs to just do more of that and just like shoot on angles. Just being like, I swear to God, like the way she's responded to some fans' comment, like, "Oh my God," even Becky like stands sideways when watching a TV or whatever, and Becky like quote tweeted it and was like, "Yes, it's an affliction we're all born with. Like, there's not a cure for it," or something. She was just like fucking clowning around. Like, this is terrific. 2-drink Becky, man. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Twitter user in the land. She's just like, fuck it. Awesome. I'm the banter.
She does
I'm
not
doing anything else. So.
Right. She's awesome on Twitter. Like, anyone doesn't follow her, please follow her.
Yeah, it's just, it's the Raw Women's Division. Like, we can't have nice things, even though when the nice things are so obviously there.
Close. They are so close.
So obviously there. And you could run Sasha as the babyface champion, go like defending against the odds against Nia and Alexa for the rest of the year easily.
Yeah, she's really good at it. It
wouldn't be hard at all. Like, you get the rematch with Alexa, then you can do like you can do a championship match with Nia or whatever. Then you can do like a triple threat. Like, it's not hard to make a babyface look really fucking good, especially a babyface that the crowd really fucking wants to cheer. It's really not hard. It's really right there. And at a certain point, it's like, well, they're telling a story. Well, that fucking story sucks, okay? So tell a better fucking story. How about that?
Right. But no, we're not going to get that.
There should have been a betting pool on how long it took me to get angry about the women's division booking. like what was going to be the one thing that finally gets me animated? And what a surprise.
Yeah, that did not take long.
29 minutes, Yep.
Yeah, so I will say, like, to me, Alexa, I don't know, seemed like somebody pissed in her cereal these last couple of performances. Because she's like, it doesn't seem like the same fire she had on SmackDown Live. I don't think she hasn't been bad.
No worries, one sec.
Andrew forgot to mute.
There you go. I will turn it. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Uh-huh. All right, hold on. There's some wild shit going on in my. Oh god, I just got tangled up in cords.
Yeah, we heard everything.
So did you really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
I
am all tangled up. This is a mess. Oh no, now my cat wants to go outside. Hold on. Keep talking.
Okay. Well, I was just talking about Alexa and how I don't know what.
You too.
Okay.
She's kind of cute too.
Yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Look at you. WWE.
Oh, lordy.
Okay.
Alexa's terrible on commentary. Matt DSM just said she's really fucking like. I DM'd you about it. And I'm like, Lexi's really good with the script talking, and she's good with her facial expressions, but she's not really all that good with a whole lot else. Although maybe she's good with like the no gag reflex.
Ooh.
that you coined. Was that only last week that you said that? Because that's terrifying. If it was literally only 1 week ago, it feels like a year ago.
She said that Bayley and Sasha were team
gag reflex. Yeah.
So I said her and Nia are team no gag reflex. That's what I would have tweeted at her. But you might get in trouble with that for the company because that is definitely not PG at all.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I just hope Sasha wins this. And
don't we all? Just give me this one
not
thing.
Everyone.
Just
some people are tired of Sasha.
Those people are idiots. You're fucking dumbass.
Oh, bam. Let's get to the Shield stuff because they had another interesting week. So Seth Rollins was facing Sheamus, and Dean Ambrose was facing Cesaro, who are the tag team champions of Raw, in case you've forgotten. Because they've done nothing except being used as a plot device in an old Shield story. But they are the champions. In the first match, Sheamus won because of some kind of hinky interference roll-up thing. It was kind of weird. And afterwards, the champs beat him down, but Dean did not show up because he had warned Seth last week, like, I know you're manipulating me. Don't get in over your head because I'm not going to help you again. So let's move forward. Dean is facing Cesaro. Dean gets a roll-up victory, and the champs go to attack him again. And Seth comes to rescue him, proving that, he's going to do the right thing regardless of him being shunned earlier and Dean didn't help him because apparently he is now has a conscience all of a sudden. It took him long enough, but now he has one. So Dean is like, okay, I see you've changed. I still don't really trust you, but I'm going to trust you enough. I'm going to put my fist out. And Seth rejects him. And it was great. The crowd was all into it. They were yesing and everything. And nope. Nothing from Seth. He walks away, which I'm kind of like, the nerve of this fucker. You do one good thing after terrorizing this man's life for the longest time. And now you're on your high horse. How fucking dare you? I get it, but it still doesn't make no. Dean had every right not to help you. But you call yourself the architect, a master manipulator. How is he just supposed to, if anything, Dean still trusted him too fucking early because that plays right into the manipulation. Which also not doing the fist thing with him, that's also some type of manipulation to where now he's going to be going after Seth, seeking Seth's fucking approval. Are you? See, this is a Shield, a Shield stand. I'm sorry.
I saw something on Twitter that was like Seth's behavior in this whole storyline is classic abusive behavior. And it's when you think about it, it's holy shit, it is. And then all of a sudden you feel a little bit icky about rooting for the reunion. But
that's Andrew, when I've spoken on this show about being abused before, I really wasn't physically hit. I was emotionally abused.
Mental manipulation, yep.
Yeah. In this type of way where you have been a piece of shit during our whole relationship. And I give you what you deserve. And now I am the bad guy. How are you making me feel bad for putting you in your fucking place? Wait a minute. I'm supposed to be smarter than this. So I'm sure it's working on some people, but with me, I'm sitting back, I'm giving it all the side eye in the world. Going at Seth come on, let's be buddies again. No. Dean should not be. Dean be okay, you didn't accept my fist, whatever, and move on. Because Seth's still going to try. This is a fucking ploy. Ugh. He has ruined me ever seeing him as like 100% good ever again. So, damn. That's something else.
Mm-hmm.
This is presumably leading to them facing in Sheamus for the titles at SummerSlam. So,
do you think they were gonna do like a 4-way, adding the Hardys and the Revival, and then the Revival got Scott Dawson got hurt?
They could still do it and just put the Good Brothers in their place.
That's true. Yeah.
But I presume that, you know, this arc is going to somehow be put into the tag team's story. They get a title shot if they face some other different team, or I don't know. But they're kind of feuding with each other and the tag team champions at the same time. So it's very interesting. WWE really doesn't do complex stories that well. So I really want to know who's behind this, because they deserve a round of applause. This is very, like, it doesn't really get more complex than emotional manipulation in your fucking wrestling. A lot of it is subtle, and I can appreciate this little bit of storytelling. You got anything to add before we move on to Toronto and the crowd and all that?
Oh, God. Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto read from the tweet that they were initially booing Bayleys' injury, and that she mistook it for them booing her, made a response about it, and then they booed her, which makes no sense, because, like, couldn't you just cheer as, like, clarification that no, we weren't booing you, we love you? Like, I don't know. It's kind of odd that just don't say anything about her injury. Why would you boo an injury? It was just, and I don't fault Bayley because she's been booed before.
Mm-hmm.
So how was she to know exactly why all of you assholes started booing all those? Like, nah, I don't know. It was weird. I think they were being dicks the whole night.
So, the whole, like, 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jason Jordan faced a jobber from Canada, and they were more interested in the jobber than Jason Jordan. Yeah. What have I been saying? But okay.
Yep.
Vince's favorite. Vince's favorite.
I mean, it's also like, again, it's just WWE shooting themselves in the foot. Like, they should have expected, like, a local, like a well-known local, like, talent to get like a reaction and a response from the fan. Like, that's time that you need to pull someone out of, like, fucking Maryland, like James Ellsworth style, like, who nobody would know, you know? And you'll still maybe get, like, a thank you jobber chant, but at least they won't have a attachment going in, you know?
He got cheered during his entrance. And why didn't he have an entrance?
I think so.
His intro.
I missed like the first half of Raw, so this is something I missed.
But and Jason Jordan squashing jobbers is not very entertaining. So maybe give him real matches.
Or give him weird skits. I don't understand why they're not doing weird skits with Angle, like, backstage, or like off-site shit, like Angle playing catch. Like, just, if you're gonna be like this ridiculous, if you're gonna do like this like ridiculous like premise, then go whole hog with it, you know? Like, all of a sudden have them like go and get an ice cream together and shit, and just like, I don't. It's wrestling. Like, lean into it, you know? Like, if you're gonna start a thing this way and then be like, no, now we have to do it serious. No, just fucking
I agree, but it's probably not in the budget to do like off-site things.
What is going on with the budget cuts?
They blew all their budget wrecking the ambulance last month.
What is going on? I saw Kathy Kelly lost her NXT Insider show.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, perhaps cut like a whole heap of wrestlers that
Right.
you're not using that could be like making the same amount of money on the independent scene.
Yep.
Why don't you just fucking cut all those you're not using? I'm sure they probably cost more to the budget than like Talking Smack and Kathy. And I think Corey Graves shows are going too. I think his are too. So
it's never a good sign when they're cutting content like that. It's
right.
Like people, they all put on a good face and whatever, but their financials cannot be really that good if they're
cutting all the
pyro out of the fucking entrances and shit. Like
Brock don't even get pyro.
Holy shit.
They're doing all this. Please do not sign that bastard to another contract.
Right.
You're doing all of this, and it shows like the last one in the Joe Louis Arena still can't fucking sell out when he's on the card.
Yeah, tickets cost too much these days, you know? Like
yeah, that's true.
They keep running like more and more shows, so it's harder to, you know, justify the expense. It's like, oh, there'll be another one coming around, you know?
Right. Instead of I need to go because
I might miss something.
This is the last time, yeah.
Instead, you have like dumb idiots like me who buy tickets well in advance, and then 2 weeks before the show, I'm like, why the fuck did I do that again? Every goddamn year, what the hell? Shit. And I'm just like, and it's so funny because I'm just like, man, I cannot wait for TakeOver. Just like, I'm fucking hyped for TakeOver. And then like, I'm just thinking, I'm like, why did I buy tickets for either of the other 3 nights? Like, I would have been totally cool just hanging out and going to TakeOver and then just spending time with my friends now that I think about it, you know? So, yeah. Well, and then they don't even push the people who, like, actually draw for their fucking brand. So it's just like...
yeah, I think that's crazy. I don't know what's going on there.
Like, you think if you're struggling for money, you would push all of the people who draw money.
Right. Apparently not according to... I mean, I guess Vince is like, fuck it, I'm already rich. I don't know. I don't get it either. Let's go to something that's... Goldust was dropping some clues that he may be bringing out, like somebody...
Ooh, yes.
In his image. Did he say it was going to be a woman, or did he
said starlet? He said starlet.
Okay.
And he had like a Twitter Q&A. I think it was either today or yesterday, and the hashtag was Golden God. And I'm just like to point out that there's a certain female wrestler in NXT who uses the nickname of Golden Goddess. And hasn't been on NXT TV much, even though everyone's just like, why isn't she on NXT TV? She like the couple of times we saw her, she was really interesting and looked like she had like a knack for things. So we'll have another blonde to win title matches very soon on the main roster.
Hopefully she's good, because what I've seen her in, she's been good.
Yeah.
So hopefully she's one of those that like rises to the pressure, because some people can't, which is a good segue into SmackDown. This week, John Cena started the show, and we're talking about people who haven't been rising to their push. His opponent for SummerSlam is Baron Corbin. And Baron Corbin fan, I can't imagine how like that opening scene, like there's heel heat, and then there's we think you suck heat, And like I am no expert because I could be totally wrong. He'd just be the greatest heel to the people in Toronto, and they're doing this because he's a great heel. But to me, calling someone a dumb, like they can't. Was that sign a plant? Which is a good question. Or like, did Cena see it before the show? He was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna put that in my promo." Or did he see it when he was out in the ring and incorporate it in his promo and get the crowd to chant it at Baron Corbin? Either way, being called a dumpster fire, especially when you've been kind of overwhelming as of late, is not a good look. It's not. And what was his comeback that Cena wasn't this 16-time WWE World Champion, future Hall of Famer, like Mr. Face of the company since 2005 at least. He is not important enough, and Baron Corbin doesn't have to beat him to prove anything. And he came out there just to say that. And I was who wrote this for him? It was weird. It was like, you should have some type of comeback for that. That's it. Like, it's a lot to mock about Cena. Even throw a lame one out there, but just saying, "Oh, you're not good enough to fight," is like, I mean, come on, dude. You've done nothing except for win a Money in the Bank. This is fucking John Cena. That doesn't work. Saying he's not worth it just doesn't fly. And I can see if somebody was lighting the fucking, like Braun saying that to John Cena, I completely buy that in his head he believes that. I don't believe it with Baron Corbin. He's still like a young pup trying to grow up. You still have a lot to prove, sir. Like winning a multi-man ladder match when other people are trying to kill each other, it's not like the hardest accomplishment. Just like winning the Royal Rumble, sometimes it's pure fucking luck. So those two things, like I won Money in the Bank, I won a Royal Rumble. Okay, great, but those are kind of matches that are, you don't have to be that skilled to win them, is what I'm saying. So like, and this is and even if he's not worth to beat, I thought he was all about making paychecks. What's a bigger check? Like, I guess fighting Brock would be a bigger check. But who's a bigger check to fight at SummerSlam than John Cena? So it felt flat to me and kind of set the tone for the whole show, quite frankly. Where like the most interesting thing after that was that Lana actually pantsed Charlotte during that match. And then for some, like, just be a creep and sit there and creep and enjoy your creepy moment. You know, for once God smiled upon your creepy ass. Do you have to audibly make sure everyone knows you're a creep by thanking Lana for pantsing her opponent?
Charlotte's reaction face was amazing, though.
Yeah, and
she was like, "What?"
And the fact that she just, did that and was like, "Okay, I got a match to do," and collected herself and moved on, that was very commendable.
Yeah,
it was good.
Girl's a pro.
I appreciate it.
Girl's a pro.
So much. This is like, even though like, I think part of the reason why her push didn't generate a lot of noise was because it was like, it seemed inevitable. There was really, like you said, you made a lot of money because you constantly bet on Charlotte last year. So it's like, when there's no suspense, is that really gonna be like, the only suspenseful time was when Sasha came into the picture, because she seemed like a worthy opponent. Otherwise, it was just like, oh, Charlotte wins again, hooray. So yeah. The other women's match, James Ellsworth came back, and the crowd cared more about him returning than anything else going on. I mean, I can't blame him because it's a Carmella match, but it's like it's a terrible indictment on where the division has gone since this belt came about. For the past 2 weeks, Naomi's been more focused on the Money in the Bank winner and not her opponent for SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
They're just doing shit over there. They're just doing shit.
What makes it especially dumb is Carmella has the contract, right? She just pinned the champion. Why would she not go ringside, fucking grab a chair, hit Naomi, cash in, and win the title right then? What? You even have Ellsworth there as like backup. It's like the most obvious thing in the world. Like, you can't have the Money in the Bank contract holder pin the champion and then not fucking cash in like 2 seconds after that. It just makes no sense. It's one of those things that WWE has a really bad habit of doing that totally kills the suspension of disbelief, because you take 2 seconds to think about it and you're like, why the fuck? What? Huh? Why are they not? It breaks your commitment and investment in the product when they continuously do shit like that. And they do continuously do shit like that. The fucking champion was just pinned by the person with the contract. Why would they not immediately try to pin them again to win the fucking title?
Right. Guess it wasn't the perfect time.
It's
even better opportunity.
It's so silly. So
or
silly.
at least, like, she was laid out. Just start the match and don't even pin her. Put your fucking code of silence on. She's out now.
Right?
Less chance of her countering. And if she's passed out, the ref's going to be like, okay. Because the ref arbitrarily decides when to do these Money in the Bank things. Sometimes they're passed out. Sometimes they make sure they get up. So, plausibly, she could have just got in there, gave the case, put on the code of silence, was like, whoop, I'm the champion, yay. But no, we have to. It's ridiculous that a man is the most over person involved with the division. It's ridiculous. Speaking of stories where people aren't the most important thing, AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, they got called out by Shane to basically what amounted to saying that he's almost assuredly going to interfere in the match at SummerSlam. They showed clips of when he was a dirty ref. They showed clips of AJ beating the shit out of Shane. AJ accidentally hit Shane in the consultation later on. It's pretty much like building up the tension. Are AJ and Shane going to get into it? When we all know it's probably going to be Kevin Owens trying to bully Shane around. He's going to push him. And Shane's going to get mad and push him back. Or maybe it'll even turn into a triple threat. Who the fuck knows at this point? And Shane does some crazy high risk. Long story short, this has become about Shane McMahon way too fast. Like, I'm sitting here like, this ain't even about the United States champ. And AJ even said it at a certain point. It was like, forget Shane, forget all this. You're right. I didn't pin you, so I'm going to give you an opportunity right here and right now. And for some reason, like Kevin Owens, who went through all this trouble to show how crooked Shane is, and even suggested he might screw him over, does not take AJ up on the offer to have a Shameless referee match right there. Doing so, the country that he's actually from.
Well, KO had seen all the other Canadians lose on the show, so he was just like, well, I know how this is going to go, so
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Speaking, that's just crazy. I was just sitting there like, I already don't like this son of a bitch, and they're making like in 1 week it has become all about Shane and what he's going to do, and it seems like both guys really have a bigger problem with Shane than each other. Lord help me.
I thought I thought the mission was accomplished. Like, why are we still like, why are we still making everything on SmackDown seem really unimportant? I thought we had already accomplished that goal to the point where like a Nakamura match is very nearly one of my like piss break phone charging matches in Barclays. Because who could possibly care about a match with Jinder Mahal unless you're an ironic fucker on Twitter?
And even if, why would you care about the actual match?
Right. Yeah.
All he does is literally primary moves. That's all he does, like kicks and punches and basic headlocks and basic neck breakers. Like he has the moveset from generic wrestler number 4 on a fucking video game. And like, have they done anything to like? Because okay, my sister called me in the middle of the second hour of SmackDown, so that took precedence. So I was talking to her to like 30 minutes after the show. So I confess to missing the last 30 minutes of the show. So if something good happened in those last 30 minutes, be sure to let me know.
I missed I did not see the main event because I turned it off. I started watching the Indians baseball game instead. So yeah, I did that, and they won walk-off. Scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th. It's pretty exciting, let me tell you. It was great. It's fun stuff. It was a lot more fun than I've ever had watching Jinder Mahal do anything.
I bet it was.
Do anything.
Am I correct in saying that Randy Orton couldn't beat this fucker the 3 times that it counted? Yeah. But now that nothing's on the line, he pinned him clean. Am I to believe, like, I don't even know.
Did that actually happen? Like, I haven't seen the results because I don't know where to fucking look anymore.
I told you you have to go to the .com to look.
Yeah, I gotta go to the .com. Rusev ambushed him? Okay, so that happened.
Did he ambush him before or after the match?
After the match. Like when Orton was backing his way up the like ring, the entryway or whatever. Rusev came out from back and like super kicked him. Whatever.
Oh, okay. So it's just baffled. Where were the Singh brothers to stop this defeat?
They were recovering from recent injuries, is what and not in the arena.
That Randy Orton. This is my thing.
What the .com said.
Randy Orton kicked their ass bad enough that they have to recover, but not bad. Okay, because Khali came out of nowhere and stopped. Yeah, okay, yeah, like a genie, like a Punjab genie.
Punjab genie. Oh my god, I can't. Now I want to see a remake of like Aladdin with Khali with the genie. Like that's somebody like do this on YouTube for me, please. I'd pop. It'd be great.
It's crazy.
It is so funny that Khali came back for a night and then they just like dropped it immediately.
Just pieced out.
They're like,
we don't have to talk about this ever again.
It's just like, lordy.
It's a lot of fuckery going on.
A lot of fuckery. When you have if you're in such a bad spot that you can justify Khali coming back for one night to decide a title match, you need to just erase everything you have on the page and start over. Just literally everything.
I kind of wish for, like, after SummerSlam, SmackDown Live comes on and they show a picture of Daniel Bryan. He has on Ray-Bans. My 90s babies will get this reference. And then he pulls up a neuralizer and flashes it. And he's like,
oh my God.
The past 6 months, AJ Styles was somehow both the WWE and United States champion. At SummerSlam, he lost the WWE Championship to Nakamura, but retained against Kevin Owens. This is all you need to know about the last 6 months of SmackDown Live. You will not look it up. You will not ask about it. You will move on. Not let Jinder retain in Brooklyn. That is going to kill, because the big lads are going on last.
Big lads are going last, for sure.
And, like, Roman definitely is going to do something to, like, kill themselves and get the crowd to pop big. Cool. But, like, they need to run.
Like,
yeah, they're gonna. It's gonna take so long for the show, but I'm saying if they put that match like somewhere in the middle and Nakamura loses, I expect full-on rebellion.
God, I hope so.
Cause like Brooklyn's gonna be like, enough with this ironic shit. That was he just beat fucking Nakamura of all fucking people. You know what I mean? So
I don't think he's going. I think Nak's gonna win, and then I think Corbin's gonna cash in. But they should have Corbin fail his cash in. Honestly,
they should not have. They should have Nakamura get crowned in Brooklyn, and that's it.
You can even crown him twice. Just have him beat Corbin, then
he's supposed to be this fucking Asian beast,
right? Crowd would fucking go nuts if he won 2 title matches back to back. But we can't get nice things. So, yeah. Arn Anderson made an appearance.
Oh, the best fucking part of SmackDown when Arn Anderson comes on Fashion Files, and it's just like, yeah, you should have named the fucking horse Arn instead of Tully. Yeah. Everybody knows I'm the horse of the group. I was like, being on the fun. He's backstage like, so y'all think y'all can give me an appearance on
right. I bet Breezy and Dango went up to him and were like, hey, you want to be like the guy who killed the horse or whatever? And he's like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Like, that's the hoot.
But I think kind of did they just like end the whole who's attacking them angle?
No. That's still going on. They haven't figured out who that is. All they figured out was the horse bit. I did also see last night Nikki Cross tweet. Nikki Live's kind of a great name though, isn't it? I kind of like that name. Nikki Cross tweeted like time for SD Live or whatever, and I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
At this point it has to be sanity. Like,
I hope it's something at least interesting, cause
right.
And then they're putting the Usos in New Day on the pre-show, I heard.
Which is a bummer, if only for like the banter that won't be on actual SummerSlam, you know?
They need to be in the middle of the card because they're going to be a lit ass match that will make people.
They are going to need shit to like get people going throughout that match.
Structure.
Right?
Who? I swear, like they're going to have like a whole bunch of shit plopped on top of shit, on top of shit, on top of shit. Because like we have Natty with her fucking yays and.
Oh. God.
Isn't Naomi pretty taunting in her match just gonna fucking like go nowhere? Then Lord forbid if Nia Jax is challenging for the title. Ugh. Why the fuck does Rusev even just
why
like,
is it, like
what is the issue? They're just fighting because they're there?
It's like I absolutely hate this notion of these big 4 pay-per-views, especially Mania and SummerSlam, like, got to get everybody on the card, so we got to make the show like 7 hours long in total. It's just because then when I go back and I like, I don't know, it's just, it kills the event for it to be so long and to have so much shit that doesn't feel like it matters. And that doesn't feel like it matters. A lot of shit on the card doesn't feel like it matters. And it's just like,
It's so thrown.
there's too much fucking shit that they put out there that it detracts from the good stuff that they actually do, you know? And it's such a bummer because there's so much good shit and so many good performers out there in this company, and they just can't get out of their own way. It's like their response to, you know, they're having financial problems is just doing more. But at a certain point, more becomes none for your audience because they just get sick and fucking tired because it's too much. It's too much, and there's too much trash in it. And it's like, fuck, guys, like, how are you not growing your subscriber base past 1.6 million when it's fucking $10 a month for all this content? Because the content doesn't matter. That's why. They've gotten to a point where there's so much of it and so little of it actually matters in a visceral, emotional sense that it's just like turning the page. It's fucking SummerSlam. It's supposed to be a big fucking deal. It's in their basically what is now basically their hometown arena for the New York territory in the Barclays Center because they barely ever run Madison Square Garden anymore. And it's just like, this should matter, and it doesn't. And that's such a fucking bummer.
It's a big, like, yeah, there's not much to be looking forward to, really.
I need to go look at what the actual card is because I honestly cannot even remember at this point.
And it's a lot of matches that there's
a lot of matches to remember. I'm basically more excited for whatever this fucking NXT Homecoming segment is the night before at TakeOver than I actually am for pretty much anything other than the big lads so far on the SummerSlam card. Neville Tozawa, like, that should be fun, but who could possibly care?
Right.
There are currently 11
grappling for like 10 minutes of the fucking match.
Big Show versus Big Cass. With Enzo Amore suspended above the ring.
Enzo supposed to be in a shark cage?
He's in a fucking
like, didn't Raw
cage.
do this for the Royal Rumble?
Well, TakeOver did it for... When was that? Was that the Rumble TakeOver?
Jericho.
Oh, yeah, shit. What the fuck? Have they done 3 of these in a year? Why? Why have you done 3 shark cage matches?
And, like, it's not like Enzo is a real factor in anything. So, and he's put the so-called good guy in a cage. Oh, I'm sorry. When the good guy has heat, nobody likes him. Because it makes no sense otherwise to put the good guy in a cage above. I've never seen a scenario where the supposed good guy is in the shark cage.
Yeah. It's always to stop the heel from interfering.
My favorite one was Owen Hart versus Triple H, and they had Chyna in the cage because she did not stay in there fucking. She actually broke the bars. And the cage was lowered. Man, she was a lot of shenanigans afoot. But yeah, like, and they don't even do it good now to me. So it's like, we know they're not going to stay in the cage, or them being in the cage isn't going to really matter because the bad guy is still going to cheat. Oh, Lord, give me strength. Why the fuck is Enzo? Go ahead with the rest of the match.
And the one right below it that I see in the Wikipedia, Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. Oh, boy.
Oh, that is the thing.
Who fucking cares? Like, poor Finn. I'd rather see another Finn Elias Sampson match than fucking Bray Wyatt.
He's too... I think they legitimately, because like Finn he's tiny. He's significantly smaller than a lot of the other guys in the main event, upper mid card, whatever you want to call him. He's significantly smaller, and Braun Strowman has been treating Roman Reigns like his bitch for the past year. So like, you put Finn in there, and it's like, yeah, okay, Finn is gonna beat this monster up. So which is one of my arguments. Like, it's all cool when Braun's no selling Roman, but that's another reason why everybody's safe, because they ain't they haven't been in a match pretty much where he can no soul sell everything the fuck he does. Like, Braun is a problem. That's seriously, when he stops feuding with Roman, would have to be addressed. They're either gonna have to start making him sell to these smaller guys, or these smaller guys like gonna just get the shit beat out of them and lose a lot. So it's like, I can understand why Finn sidetracked over there with Bray for the moment, and like, if they just put him over Bray, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. But I think Bray's gonna win, and this is gonna continue. But like, because it's a week left of TV, right? And they have not introduced the Demon, and we have had no clues to really suggest that. Well, I don't know, because I didn't pay attention to that particular segment, so they could have foreshadowed it this past Monday. But like, I think I would have read somewhere, somebody would have said
Just seen something on
they're bringing
Twitter.
up the Demon up. Yeah, I would have seen it. So obviously they haven't. So that gives me like thinking, one, they're not going to bring out the Demon at SummerSlam, which is going to be a disappointment to people in Barclays who are used to the Demon. And also, like, are they really going to break the Demon out on like a, unless they wait until like Royal Rumble, or is that over? Are we just never going to talk about that never happened thing? Like, I need to know sooner rather than later. Because he's feuding with Bray Wyatt. If anybody should be bringing up that this person used to dress like a demon and cosplay as a serial killer sometimes, then, it would be Bray Wyatt. It doesn't seem like they're even trying. It's just like, act a little bit spooky and keep on rambling, Bray, and we're just going to plow straight on through this feud because it doesn't mean anything anyway. And who wants to watch something that doesn't mean anything? Especially when the matches, I don't predict they're going to be that good.
Right? Yeah. Like, if these were contextless matches that were like really entertaining in the ring, then okay, sure. But like, WWE house style being what it is, and the workers being who they are, chances of that happening are pretty fucking low. Pretty low.
What's the next match on this list of fuckery?
What else happened? We talked briefly about the cruiserweights. We pretty much covered everything of the 11 matches so far. But there's going to be in this list, there's no Raw tag team title match, which is obviously going to be a thing. There's no Intercontinental title match, which is obviously going to be a thing.
Wow.
Which we have to assume maybe will be Miz, Jordan, maybe. There's nobody else.
That brings up matches.
And boy, I tell you, that's going to be, if they run Miz Jordan in Barclays, it might make WrestleMania look pretty fucking tame in terms of like people cheering for the Miz. Like, feel like that could be.
No, I actually would be interested to see if people started "We Want Gable" chant during the segment. Now, to see that would be something.
That sounds fire. Let's be real. That sounds great.
It's interesting, you know.
Should I do my thing? Should I do my reading now?
Yes. Are you ready for story time with?
Story time with Andrew is going to still be a thing. I considered, right. You know what I considered doing? I considered reading the Band of Brothers speech from Henry V, the St. Crispin's Day speech from Shakespeare's play. I really considered almost doing that, but I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do that. So instead, we're going to go back to this comic book, and we left you last week, so long ago. Dean Ambrose was being attacked by members of the Wyatt family outside a gas station, in which Sasha Banks was inside trying to find stale donuts. So this is where we join up again. We join up with Eric Rowan grabbing Dean Ambrose's face from behind. And it starts with Dean's thought bubble. That's Eric Rowan, and he did. He got me. Should have seen that coming. These hillbillies always travel in pairs. Flank! I'm going to do the sound effects now, too, because those are kind of fun. I was really looking forward to that thunk, crack, whack, wonk, thump donut. At this point, Dean Ambrose is thrown into the back seat of this car by Eric Rowan, who is wearing a sheep mask. Luke Harper is driving. Keep in mind, Sasha Banks is still inside this diner, sitting with her cup of tea. Wait, it's coffee, because the mug literally says coffee, or the cup literally says coffee. And she's watching her ride drive off. It's very confusing. So she asks, Dean, what the heck is he? Hey, no, get back here. I love my Sasha voice. It's so stupid. Hey, no, get back here. Not cool, Dean. Not funny. This place is some kind of freak show. And then a bunch of people in sheep masks enter the diner and start walking towards Ms. Banks. Okay, what is this? What are you creeps doing? What's going on? And she assumes the fighting pose as they walk towards her. So that was this week's edition of Storytime. We got some cliffhangers going on. Sasha Banks about to fight off the entire random folks in the Wyatt families. And Dean Ambrose has been kidnapped. So there's some shit going down in this WWE number 7 comic book. Is this number 7? I just want to make certain I'm saying this correctly. Number 7, there we go, that you can find on Comixology, an Amazon company, for $4.95 for the digital copy. Or is it $3.95? I don't know. It's a couple of dollars. And there's some weird shit that goes on, but we have not reached unfortunately, we have not yet reached the sexual innuendo portion of the book. That's going to be a couple weeks from now. So get ready for that. There's some hype building for that, because there's some shit that goes down, and it is sketchy.
Wow. I am intrigued very much.
Yeah. There's some shit. Yep.
So, have we covered Enzo?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that shit anymore.
You don't want to talk about? Oh, well, I was just confirming.
Oh, wait. Oh, I thought you were talking about the shark cage.
No, not the strippers. There's new stuff coming out every week.
Wait, hold on. What happened now?
Okay, so a story has come out now. the the root of why he has so much heat is that he brought a couple of like sketchy looking people backstage and was pretty much like taking them around. They were taking pictures of wrestlers and just being a nuisance. They're acting like they're in a zoo probably. Like they had never seen wrestlers before. I don't know. These taboo to bring guests, and your guests are all like taking pictures, candid pictures of wrestlers, because their locker room time is their time to decompress, and you know before a show that's their own personal private time. So it's kind of weird that he would disrespect the locker room in such a manner. That's probably why he's no longer allowed to dress in it, because they don't trust him to not take pictures or record. And before you, oh, who would record? There was a wrestler named Sean Stasiak who absolutely did record conversations of other wrestlers back in the day. It was like in 1998, I want to say. So it was weird, some weird shit. So wrestlers are very insular, so I completely get that. Also, when he was on that bus and he got put off, about how much money he made in the business while also shitting on it. And some people would say, well, who the fuck cares? He doesn't have to pledge allegiance to the business. He doesn't even have to love it if he doesn't want to. And that's correct, but like maybe don't do that in front of people who do feel this way about the business. I don't know. It's kind of strange to me, like that he can't read the room and tell that like this may piss people off. Like, and also apparently Simon Gotch said Enzo doesn't really know how to wrestle, and like he doesn't care to learn, and so he's always been this way. And he said he never got heat for hurting Enzo, because that's actually happened to Enzo before. And like when he broke his leg, he was trying to get out of a wrist lock.
I shouldn't laugh at that. I'm sorry.
But like, how have you not paid enough attention to not break your leg getting out of a wrist? So there's a lot of reasons why there may be heat on him, and it doesn't seem like an attitude conducive to any wrestling locker room I've ever heard of. Like, he has definitely lost a fan these past couple of weeks. I tell you what, like, seriously. I don't think, is there anything else in the world of wrestling we haven't discussed?
I started watching Progress. That's a thing that happened. So that's pretty exciting.
Well, I don't follow it, but I still have a basic understanding of what Progress is and some of the people there.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
I mean, it's the early stuff is.
That's the one that has chapters, right?
That has what?
It's like chapter 1 or something like that.
Oh yeah. It's like chapter 54 at this current 53 or 54 or whatever at this current point. And I just started chapter 1, and they're all like 2 hours long. So, I mean, luckily there's like a guide to skip a lot of shit, but holy shit, am I behind in a lot of content. So, yeah, it's like $7 a month or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that they're doing a show. The one thing about SummerSlam weekend that really bums me a lot is that like all the indie shows are the weekend prior. Like there's a Progress show in New York this upcoming weekend, and there's an Evolve show this weekend as well. And it's just like that's the one kind of thing that I missed last year. Because I was out of town for part of SummerSlam weekend, that like there was an Evolve show earlier in the day on Saturday, like before TakeOver, that like a bunch of people were at, and like Daniel Bryan showed up at, and like Regal showed up at, I think, and it was just like a whole big thing. And I like, it's kind of a bummer that there's no indie shows on the weekend of, you know, SummerSlam to, you know, really kind of give it that feel of like WrestleMania 2.0, you know.
We do it like somewhere else, like earlier in the day sometime. But they start doing it like the weekend before.
Yeah, they're doing it the weekend before. So, which is a bummer because I would have loved to see like the Progress card looks incredible. So I mean, like, if you like, where can I find this? If you like indie wrestling, like this is going to be some like Walter versus Matt Riddle, British Strong Style, which is Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, and Trent Seven versus the South Pacific Power Trip for the tag titles. And that's like one of the hottest angles going in wrestling right now. Pete Dunne versus Gallagher for the WWE UK Championship. Like, the fuck? There's a UK title or a WWE Championship being defended on this show. Donovan Dijak versus Timothy Thatcher, which would be great. Jimmy Havoc versus Joey Janela. Ginny and Deonna Purrazzo versus Dahlia Black and Dakota Kai. Mark Haskins versus Zach Gibson versus Mark Andrews. Like, that's a fire card. Like, I wish I was seeing that card more than I was seeing the SummerSlam card, in all honesty. And it would have been a lot cheaper, too. But yeah, so that's going on. Then it's like an Evolve show earlier in the day on Saturday too, and it's just like, man, it's a bummer that they're not doing like a whole thing where it's like a whole wrestling like weekend of like all the indies like put out shows and stuff too for SummerSlam weekend. I don't know. It's a bummer.
That makes me think WWE sent some letters. It does. You're like, you see what we did to ROH, don't you? Don't fuck with us. I don't see like most of the people that would like say if they're going to TakeOver, I'm in town, I might as well check out that show instead of like, because they're not really running these shows in the same place at the same time.
Yeah. If it was like, if it was SummerSlam weekend, it would have been like the Progress show would have been earlier in the day or whatever, and Evolve would have been like on Sunday earlier in the day or something like that. You know, they wouldn't have run up, especially given that Progress is running a show with several WWE talents, you know, in the, I guess.
Or maybe that's it. They're co-opted, so they're just going to.
Like 5
they're
or 6.
They're kind of sort of co-opted now, so they're like.
Yeah, but so I subscribed to Progress and started that up. I also bought a T-shirt because they had a nice looking T-shirt. It was like $20, so I was like, I might as well do it. And I got an email from Jim Smallman, who's the head of Progress, and he was like, "Thanks for supporting us." And it was like, I know it was like a form letter or whatever, but it just felt cool. You know, it felt like good branding, and it's like, oh, it made me feel invested in good, and made me feel good that I made this decision to finally jump on board. You know, it's just like that little touch was really nice. I really thought that was really smart on their part. You know,
it was. I think so.
I wish. Even like big companies felt that they needed to do things for their fans sometimes, you know? It's so funny that 2 weeks ago, a lot has changed in 2 weeks, huh?
Yes, sir.
It was just 2 weeks ago that I was gushing about fucking going to Raw. Just absolutely gushing. Going to Raw in the Verizon Center. A lot has happened since then. Although, you know, we might not even make it to SummerSlam because we might just have a nuclear war and then we'll all be dead. So it doesn't really matter what we talk about, you know? I mean, it's It's a thing.
I've been trying to not
pay attention.
Yeah, I just want to know like right before if it's gonna happen and what I'm supposed to do. That's it. Just like I'm aware. I need to know every single detail. Like I can't. Oh Jesus.
See, I feel like you're far enough from any like any huge major cities that you'll be okay initially, at least. Then you got to deal with the aftermath. The thing that is giving me comfort is that since I live in Washington D.C., I won't have to deal with any of the aftermath because I'll be fucking vaporized. And I shouldn't be laughing and smiling while I'm saying that. And then you gotta live in the post-apocalyptic bullshit world. But I will be fucking dead, so I won't have to deal with it. My one.
Is this when the zombies come? Because I've been prepared.
It might be. You never fucking know. Who knows? They're gonna come sometime probably. My one hope for that when it happens is that I'm at home. So I can like hold my kitty as every record of me and my life is permanently expunged from the earth.
Yeah. That's sad. I hope I'm with my kids too. Like I hope it doesn't happen like school. Is that going on or anything?
Oh boy. Yeah. So that's going on in the world today. It's a lot of fun stuff.
Oh Jesus! If this is what we fucking warned you about.
Jesus, take the wheel, as one Sasha Banks tweeted that infamous night or morning, I guess it was. Yeah.
Yes, Lord. Well, we're sorry to end on a depressing note.
Ooh, Lordy.
Okay. Okay. Before we go, let's think. Happy thoughts.
Okay.
What was the most excited in the last year you've gotten from WWE?
In the last year?
Yes, the last year.
You answer first. I need to think about this.
In the last year, the most excited I got was and I didn't actually see it live. I watched it a few days later, but was watching AJ Styles make his debut in the Royal Rumble.
That was over a year ago.
What
that doesn't count.
Oh well, shit! I haven't done much. Oh, that's terrible then.
Right? If we're doing one calendar year, I'm like, fuck, I can't even get Sasha's first title win in there.
Okay, then. Okay, I know then. It's WrestleMania. This past WrestleMania is kind of a tie. Okay. Seeing John Cena propose to Nikki Bella, because I'm a sucker for stuff like that.
Yeah.
And seeing Naomi win the SmackDown Women's Championship in Orlando, I cried tears of joy, like because I already knew it was going to happen because my fucking cable went out and internet during the show. So like I knew it was going to happen. I was watching it, and as soon as her music hit, I just started crying. I was like, "Oh my god, it's the best thing!" And then the way she won, using the submission, staring down Alexa, I was like, "Yes!" I was so hyped for that. So yeah. That would be it for me.
CJ says Hardy's coming back. That's a good one. That was really fucking fun.
Oh, and
that was a really cool moment. Yeah, that was a really cool moment. That WrestleMania was a lot of fun, in all honesty. Let's see. I can't get Sasha's first title win in there. And by the Falls Count Anywhere match, like I love that match. It's one of my favorite matches, but I knew it was going to happen a month, like 3 weeks later. So that kind of... Can't really say that. That kind of dilutes that, you know. I don't know. Maybe the Raw 2 weeks ago. Maybe it's possible. With all the weird shit that I was going on that was going on for me that night, you know. that was quite an interesting night. One day, you kids will know the full story of that evening.
Yeah.
But not today.
Not on today.
Not on tonight. You shall not receive this information. I don't know what accent I was just doing. I'm the worst with voices. I'm so bad at them. I can't wait to listen back to Storytime from tonight and listen to what my weird-ass Sasha voice has evolved into. Southpaw Weekend, that was a good one. I might go back and watch Southpaw Regional Wrestling. Because that was some fun shit.
So good.
It shouldn't be this hard to come up with more than like 4 things in the last calendar year that have been like, oh man. Like,
did we mention the No Mercy build? Because that was good.
Wow. This is kind of shocking. How am I not even just like, I mean, okay, for me, it's not just like a one night thing. It was the evolution and the joy of peak SmackDown Live in the fall and winter of 2016, 2017. And I guess late summer too, because like the stuff started literally the night, the SmackDown after SummerSlam was when like it really got going.
Took it up to another notch that night, yeah, and kept delivering. Also, we didn't mention, because it wasn't fun for me, but Braun's annihilating of Roman, I'm just going to say,
yeah, that's great.
The whole fucking feud.
Yeah, the whole feud has been terrific, yeah.
Starting at Braun's annihilation is like when it kind of went there. Like, it was kind of ho-ho before then. I was still dealing with Undertaker stuff, but once Braun did what he did with the ambulance, then it kind of took it up to another notch. So I will agree with that. I will actually agree.
Yeah, so there's been some fun stuff. I mean, God, there's been some really fun stuff. The Heath Slater story was just, that was, like, if you go back and watch that, it is incredible to see how much, like, how into the Heath Slater's arc that the crowd was. Just in every arena. It was just absolutely nuts. Just absolutely nuts. Vidance is not dead, CJ. My God.
What? I'm gonna tell him you talking about him behind his back.
Seriously. R.I.P. Get out of here with that shit. Sasha's WrestleMania entrance was awesome. That's true, but I knew she wasn't winning, so fuck that. The Raw Talk, that was fun. Talking Smack. God, I miss Talking Smack so bad. I miss Talking Back. You know what? The one thing I'm disappointed about that we didn't do tonight is we didn't start the show by saying presented live on Tout. Because I feel like that would have been a good joke. That would have been a good joke.
That would have been a great.
Listen to these things we come up with afterwards, and it's like, oh man, it's like I should have said that line to that girl when you're walking home alone.
So there's hope that it can always get better, even when it's good. There is always something that could be better, but. SmackDown is like, I just think it might be what people are saying, that the people that are pushing aren't rising to the challenge. Because I don't think there was like blowaway material last year. It was just a lot of people stepping the fuck up when they got their chance. But now it doesn't seem to be so much of the case. So
it felt like a synergy in terms of like the content and in terms of like the right people being highlighted and get put in the spotlight, you know. That's kind of, it was kind of like a perfect storm, and now it doesn't really feel like either of those things is going.
And meanwhile, they, for the most part, because there are mishaps on Raw as well, but for the most part, like Joe got a better spotlight, and he's standing. Oh yeah, and you know, then they have Titus Worldwide with him stepping up and helping get the cruiserweights a little bit more over, I would think. I think it's mattered. People kind of care about it, as rather than just like trolling and dead silence. So yeah, Braun especially He's been kind of carrying. Like, I can say good things about the guy. He's been kind of carrying the show for a while now. Like, they gave him the ball, and he's run with it. He slam dunked it several times. He has. And when I say, like, when he moves on and, like, because right now he's beating up somebody that the crowd enjoys seeing get their ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
And so what if you move on to somebody they don't like that with? Maybe he'll just flip on his head and he'll be a heel and booed like he's supposed to. So
or it'll just be like 50-50 chance.
Yeah, or it'll backfire and then they'll start hating whoever else brung. And they're just just turn him face. What the fuck can you do?
It depends on like who he feuds with. Obviously, like if he feuded with like Jason Jordan, like obviously we know how that would go. But like a guy like Finn would hold up well.
Yeah,
that would just be like 50-50 pretty much.
Yeah, at the worst, like, you're right.
But and Seth maybe, I don't know. But I guess that's like a tag team for now, so they're not really going to be doing singles feuds going forward for a minute at least.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So, last question: do you think Brock drops that title?
I sure hope so. I tell you what, if I fucking stay for 7 hours in that arena and Brock walks out with the fucking title, I might even be like, I mean, let's be real. If I haven't already left at that point, then clearly something good happened earlier in the night. So you're not really going to affect me, but I'm still going to complain about it on the internet.
Yes, I'm going to be mad online.
Online. Yeah, so next week we're going to come to you after watching both Fallout shows, which is going to be, we're going to get the final direction for SummerSlam. And boy, I tell you, actually next Thursday morning is my bus. So it's going to be like my grand hurrah for a few days until, be doing the whole Brooklyn bit. And boy, it's going to be fun, folks. You can follow me on Twitter for some occasions and some events. I cannot promise that all of it will be the clean-cut sanitary content that you've come to expect from me and Tonya. So I just have to give you that fair warning. There may be some weird videos of people taking shots. Like, you never know. There might be a lot of photos. There will be a lot of photos. There might be some really random 3 a.m. drunk tweet storms about probably women's wrestling. Let's be real. So yeah, look forward to that. That could be some fun shit.
Yeah, and you can follow all of that at Andrew M. Swift, all one word.
All one word, yep.
You can please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and you can follow me at Militia Malice Joe. So, anything else?
It's sad to see Bayley hurt, and it's kind of a downer on what SummerSlam weekend should have been. So I think in these trying times of uncertainty and confusion and you should just go give yourself a hug.
Bye.